It's been a long week for Giants safety Logan Ryan. Earlier this week, his wife Ashley had emergency surgery for an ectopic pregnancy. Ryan would play on Sunday against Washington, and Ryan made the biggest play of the game as he picked off Alex Smith to win the game for the New York Giants. After the game, Ryan talked about the long week and also the interception that sealed the deal for the New York Giants.
Yeah, obviously there's a story behind everything. You guys know I tell a lot of try to storytell up here. It was extremely emotional week, as you guys know, from my last time I talked to y'all with my wife, and extremely grateful to the organization and to my wife. She's a fighter. For not to lose her there in that situation, very fortunate. At the same time, my wife and I mourn in silence of our lost child during that process too. So we had a loss as well, and although it's a great story, it was an emotional week for me and her. And that game was definitely for my wife. It was definitely for my family. I had her name written on my cleats, and just extremely grateful and that I have a great wife, and that ball's for her. She told me to bring one home for her, so I was able to do that. That play is the play that we ran is something that I talked about Pat Graham about doing and putting me in that position to make that play. And in 2 minutes, we've been struggling all year, and it was just a play that we put in, I think, Saturday night, like hours before the game. Last night, we said we're going to try something new and try that. In the first half, I messed up. I wasn't there. They ran a 32-yard in cut in that 2 minutes, and that was my fault. That was my job there. And I told Pat, I said, hey, that's on me. Call it again, and I'll be there. I'll make it right. And at least he thinks it's going to be there. So he called it again, and the next time we ran, it was at the end of the game. I was able to make the play. So that's just the story behind the game, and I'm very fortunate that Pat trusts me enough to run my play and to call my play and call my number, and that's what I believe I'm here to do, and that's what I believed I was here to do today for the team.
Logan, were you able to talk to your wife after the game? And how hard is it to compartmentalize what's going on in your life while trying to focus on football?
I think it's easier said than done. There was no doubt in my mind if my wife was in stable condition that I was going to play this game because I play for my family. And me playing ball brings me a lot of joy, and it brings my family a lot of joy. And I talked to her before the game. She just got back to New Jersey. She was resting, and she was watching the game, and she just knows me, and she just says, bring a ball home for me and the kids. And I was able to do that, and I visualized it all week. No one really knows, what I went through all week emotionally, but the team supported me great, and I definitely wanted to do something for my wife and kids on this situation. And I can't say, to break it all up, and it is the right thing to do. I tried my best. I don't think I was perfect, but I tried my best to try to separate it and make my family proud.
The Giants have had a hard time closing out games this season, but fortunately for them today, Logan Ryan came up big, and ultimately the Giants were able to close out the victory against the Washington Redskins. They got a big one next week coming up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And a win against the Eagles could put the Giants right back in contention for the NFC East title. We'll see what happens.